Well, hi everyone, I'm the Wingman, and welcome again to my virtual campfire. My daughter says that if there was one word to describe me, she describes me as handsome. No, she describes me as intense. And I know that I can come across as extremely passionate, intense, if you will, but I see things from a perspective that I think many older people, many seniors, perhaps like you, see things. And I shake my head and go, you have got to be kidding. How did we get here? So today's video, I'm going to give you some examples of pettiness and how we got to where we are. And so I think I'm going to call this How to Create a Monster. How to raise a monster, because man, have we raised some monsters. So the older people in my generation, the boomers, thank God we grew up with less technology, more spankings, we grew up learning by hard knocks, learning by experience, that life is not always easy, it's not always fair, you don't always get what you want, but it has devolved into this, I am going to nitpick everything. There are so many quotes about pettiness. The Bible really doesn't speak specifically about it, but a lot of pettiness is from people that just don't have enough big things to worry about. And so I'm going to give you an example. And it's this way in the RV industry, it is this way in life, it is this way just about everywhere. So I do a lot of reading, as I say, and I was checking out this one website the other day, reading this story. Let's go over here and look at it. And it's Reese's Metal Candy Bar. And so I'm going to open this up at the end of the video, all right? But this story is about Reese's. Is there a better chocolate candy bar than a Reese's peanut butter cup? There may be some just as good, but I don't know. They're one of my favorites for sure. So like I said, I'm going to eat this. But I saw this, I'm thinking, this cannot be true. This simply cannot be true. 4 customers in Florida have filed a federal lawsuit against the Hershey Company for alleging that designs displayed on some Reese's peanut butter cups were misleading to customers. You've got to be kidding me. Hershey's deceptive advertising is causing many consumers to purchase products because of the cool and beautiful carved out designs on the product's packaging. There's the product's packaging. When they would not have purchased the products if they were truthfully advertised, the suit reads. 4 consumers are asking for an unspecified amount of compensatory damages in an amount according to proof at trial, the lawsuit says. Anthony Russo, the attorney representing the plaintiffs, told NPR his firm receives dozens of calls a month for cases involving misleading advertising when it comes to products and advertising. I'd say about 98 to 99% of the cases, this is a quote from Russo, we have to turn down just because we don't feel like the particular fact pattern is strong enough to pursue a case. You know, there's a term, tripping over the rat turds, while you're not paying attention to the alligator that's in the room that's going to get us. What in the hell has happened to us? We are complaining about the way a chocolate bar looks. And I'm thinking, this can't be true. And then I started looking into it. So let me pull this up. This is actually the lawsuit that's filed. You wonder why lawyers have a bad reputation. This, in my opinion, is why lawyers have the reputation they have. It's a class action lawsuit by and through their undersigned counsel upon personal knowledge as to themselves and upon information and belief as to all other matters, allege as follows. Plaintiffs bring this action against the defendant Hershey, referred to as Hershey or defendant, on behalf of themselves and all other similarly situated individuals who purchased a Reese's peanut butter product based on a false and deceptive representation of an artistic carving contained on said product. I went to Walmart to buy this. I'm going to open it up here in a minute. And I wanted to see how deceived I was. I spent $1.17 at Walmart to buy one of these candy bars. You know what? Let's go ahead and open it right now. See if I've been deceived. I wasn't buying it because of the design. I was buying it because I like chocolate and I like Reese's. So, does it have the pretty design on it? Uh-oh. No, it does not. It has no design on it. It has like a big head. I'm going to eat that thing. here in a couple of minutes. So I spent $1.17. What if I bought a box of them for $10? Whatever, a bag of them. Am I pissed off enough to sue a company about it? Can I find a lawyer that will sue something for so little? Something so petty. It reminds me of a friend of mine has created, I believe, a future monster for a child. And you cannot put the genie back in the bottle. What did Aristotle say? Give me the child till they're 6 and I'll give you the man. Well, this kid, when he was small, and he's a teenager right now and absolutely out of control. When he was small, he would interrupt. He wouldn't listen to his parents. He got everything that he wanted. He whined and bitched and moaned and was rude as could be. And everybody around this child and those parents is thinking, I think, that kid's horrible. That kid, what are those people doing? They just gave him everything. These people aren't rich, but they just coddled him, made him feel so special. Little screens, from the very beginning. And as time went on, this kid has become less and less likable and more about himself. And the parents they're blind, completely blind to it. And now this kid he's more than 6. He's a teenager and he is going the wrong way. Why? Because we have coddled them too much. We have allowed, come on. This is a class action against Hershey for falsely representing several Reese's peanut butter products as containing explicit carved out artistic designs when there are no such carvings in the actual products and the products are blanks. Hershey's deceptive advertising is causing many consumers to purchase the products because of the cool and beautiful carved out designs. Has nothing to do with how they taste. I'm a collector of things, right? I'm also dripping with sarcasm. I walk around and go, oh, look, I'm going to buy that candy bar because of the cool design. The design may have something to do with it. Have you ever opened up a box of cereal? You're like, oh man, that breakfast cereal looks so good. You go someplace, look at the wall, and you see a picture of a hamburger. I want that hamburger. You order it, and it's like, that ain't that. You got lawyers that are chasing down these petty little things. You think I'm kidding? I pulled some, and it's funny actually, but I pulled some. I'm going to tell you about it. Let me tell you. There's one. I'm going to tell you about it. This is called The Monkey versus the Photographer. PETA, the people for the eating of not the eating of tasty animals, people for the ethical treatment of animals, sued a photographer on behalf of a monkey. A photographer evidently a monkey got a hold of a cameraman's camera and took a selfie and posted it, and PETA believed that it should enjoy the copyright of that picture. You can't make this up. Daniel Dukes was a man with a plan. He planned to swim with a killer whale at SeaWorld. Unfortunately, after sneaking into SeaWorld one night, Daniel's plan came to fruition. Inevitably, Tilikum, the killer whale, followed through on the promise of his name. Daniel ended up sleeping with the fishes. Daniel ended up dead, but the family, the distraught parents, went to sue SeaWorld. It was their contention SeaWorld had made killer whales seem too friendly by selling plush toy versions of them. Cloudy with a chance of getting sued. This one says a woman successfully sued a weather station for $1,000 after an inaccurate prediction led to her catching a cold. We don't have enough big problems to worry about, do we? Come on, people. What have we done? Instead of having to work for a living, we work trying to figure out who did what to whom and how the microaggressions. It's horrible. It's horrible. What do we need? I told you the other day about a friend of mine. The friend of mine says what we need is a collapse, an utter, total EMP. We need to all pay. And he believes that God's going to make it happen. And maybe he is. Do we have to learn the hard way? I sadly think maybe we do. When you chase down things like this, and turning it back over to RVs, if an attorney can sue because a stupid chocolate bar doesn't have the proper packaging on it, or doesn't have the carvings on it, what about the RV industry? They promote that you can go where you want, do what you want, yay, happy. And it is like that sometimes. But what about the rest of the time? And that's not $1.17. There's a responsibility. Most people, I think, I want to believe, let me know if you agree, most people have some level of common sense. I've never been picked for jury duty. Go figure. And these people are demanding. These people that are suing Hershey's are wanting a jury trial. I would say find something bigger to worry about. What would you say? I think that we're creating a society of monsters, that we have told our children and our grandchildren how special they are, how unique they are. We've given them everything except the things we need to give them. We haven't given them enough of an opportunity to fail. Yeah, to fail. That's one thing. Our family wasn't poor, but we certainly weren't rich. My dad gave me the opportunity to fail, and boy, did I fail a lot. And he gave me the opportunity to figure out how to fix the problem. Resilience is a real important thing for people to learn. You RVers out there, you folks that are do-it-yourselfers, you old folks like me that grew up having to know how to change a flat tire, do a tune-up on your car. You had to fix stuff because your family couldn't afford to take it to the shop, and if you wanted to go someplace, you had to fix it. I think you know what I'm talking about. We've made things so easy for so long for so many that we have raised a society of monsters, and they are among us. And what's going to happen? What's going to happen to my friend's son when he's, at some point when my friend's gone, dead, gone? When the money runs out, when they can't go to New York and see the plays and fly first class as a teenager because he does? What's going to happen? Those people are going to, you think they're going to go, okay, today I'm going to grow up. They're not going to do that. They're not going to grow up. They're going to make it miserable, just like they did for their parents, just like they do for everyone around us. We've got people, and here I go into politics, but we've got people coming in from across our border that have no business in being here, none. And what do? We reward them. What happens if we ever cut that off? You think they're going to go, okay, I understand. Here's the iPhone back, and we don't need new clothes, and we don't need to stay in that $400 a night hotel, and we'll just go get a job now. Yeah, okay, thank you so much for your help along the way. No. We are turning our country into a country of self-serving monsters. I want to know what you think about this. Our campgrounds are turning into monsters. That's one reason I sold mine. As I said, my daughter says that I am intense. Maybe I'm too intense, but I don't know. It works for me. I built a hell of a business, my wife and I, and great employees built a wonderful business at our campground in Texas. We did. Far from perfect, but it was as good as we could make it. And the people that came in, almost all of them were good people, and they understood. Sometimes you get a jerk for a neighbor. Sometimes it rains over a holiday. Sometimes crap happens. And they deal with it. They don't go file a lawsuit. But too many people in the campground bitch about everything. Yeah, some idiots throw a cigarette butt out. Don't pick up the big dirty after their dog. That's life. But what do those people do? They'll take to social media and they're going to attack. Why? Because they can. It's the most petty, awful. I would tell people that, I get a pretty good sense, I think, pretty good gut feel for what people are going to be like. And sometimes the girls in the office would call me. They'd say, you may want to come up here and meet these people. And so regretfully, I'd go up and talk to them, but I wanted to listen to them, and I'm going, oh, these people are going to be bad. So listen, here's the deal. We do everything we can to make your trip enjoyable. But if it rains, if you get some noisy neighbors, we'll try to calm them down. But this is a campground. We have spiders and we have bugs and it's called life. And if that's not good enough for you, if everything has to be perfect, if you have to have a carving on your little piece of chocolate from Reese's to make you happy, or you're going to throw a temper tantrum, there's the gate. I'll give you your money back. Leave. Please leave. A couple of people did. Most people are like, oh, okay, I get it. They sucked it up. I think we all need to suck it up. That said, I think that some of us have sucked it up for so long that we're looking back, we're going, what have we done? What have we done? So is there an answer to this? I don't know. Do you think that we have created a country filled with monsters, especially young people? Even us. We are so spoiled. We want it now. Get to the point, wingman. Sometimes it's just the whole thing. You want to argue about think about an airplane. What if you're in an airplane and they're serving peanuts? They're not supposed to serve peanuts. Oh, peanut allergies, you've heard of that whole deal. And you're going to raise a stink. Except you need to look out the window. We're going down. We're going down. But you want to bitch about the peanuts. It's $1.17 for a chocolate bar. What are you going to get in a class action suit? Seriously. What's the lawyer? Think about that. How do you feel about a lawyer that would take on a case like that and say, we're going to go after, 99% of the people that come to us, there's this petty stuff, nothing really serious like a Reese's peanut butter carving on their chocolate. Now, this is a serious issue. Who do you think's getting rich out of this deal? It's the system. It's the system. And who pays? I pay, you pay, we all pay. And we pay more than $1.17. We pay by looking at our society and the choices, the things that are going on. And we're supposed to shut up. I can't do it. I'm not going to shut up. I'd encourage you to not shut up. When you see something petty, tell people to grow a set, grow up, own it. Don't be a wimpy, unlikable monster. And when I start whining and bitching, I do some self-auditing. I've talked about that a lot lately. Self-audit. I don't know. It's not good when you have companies that are suing, lawyers that are suing companies for this false advertising. Now, is there false advertising? Of course there is. Why doesn't Reese's put some disclaimer with Anthony Russo's law firm, if there was something that said in the fine print, I can't even read this stuff, but in the fine print that said the contents inside may not appear the way they look on the pretty picture. Would that suffice to the lawyer, the plaintiff's lawyer in this class action suit? I think not. It's all about the money. Let's be as petty as we can to go after the people with the cheese. And Hershey's, they have the cheese. I'd like to know what you think. Thank you so much. When you are camping, please try to be calm, follow the rules, help other people follow the rules. If somebody arrives in the campsite next to you and you think that they're going to be a jerk and they're going crazy, don't just hide and go, oh, I hope they're not going to be loud like that at night. And don't go attack them. Don't be invisible, and don't go whine to the office right away. My suggestion is try to grow a set and go and talk to the campers. Not about them making noise. Let them know your name. Hey, we're right over here. If you guys have an issue, do you mind if we have an issue? Can we call on you? And try to make a friend. Yeah, a friend. Just for a few days. Just to mitigate, just to calm the situation down. So at nighttime, you already have their name. You say, hey, Carl, can you please? People are a whole lot less apt to attack a friend than they are a complete stranger. So again, that's all I've got for today. Thank you for listening. I had to get that off my chest, and I'm going to eat this chocolate bar right now. So I am the Wingman, encouraging you to be the best wingman or best wing woman that you can be and stand up for what is right. Don't get down in the weeds. Don't get petty. That doesn't mean be a doormat. And let's stop creating these monsters and rewarding kids, and let's start teaching them something that will make them resilient as they grow older in life. All right, I'll catch you next time. I'm Alan Warren, the Wingman, reminding you, be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. Now it's chocolate time. Wonder how much I can get out of the lawsuit if I join them. Bye-bye, everybody.